Rock Island Stadium for the game. You always hear many times Doug Howell joining Dan Burch on Cox Communications Channel 38. You always hear about the big game, and this is as big as it gets in the area. The Rock Island Rocks ranked 4th in the state, undefeated 6-0, but no easy task because the Maroons, despite not being ranked, are 5-0 and coming in with a mirror-type image. Now, Doug, you got some big high school kids out here today. Both teams run the ball. The good news is, as you're tuning in, this may be a 45-minute game because McGuire and Boblet are just going to give and give and give and run it at each other.
No, they can throw the ball. And Moline showed that against UT. They threw very effectively in situations. Moline's going to be real tough. I think it's going to be line play tonight. Look for inside line. Look for Piper in the middle of the line for Moline.
Now, Piper is the big heavyweight wrestler, the linebacker who's been recruited Division I for Moline. And he's a linebacker, but he's got lineman size back there.
Yeah, he's a big boy. And both lines feature some big players. And skilled positions, I think, is a given on this game. Both sides have great players in the skilled positions, good quarterbacks. They'll run the ball real well. It's going to be in the trenches tonight. That's going to be the decision.
We'll see the big boys up front. It doesn't matter if B's got the beard or Ball or beard on Moline. It doesn't matter. Doug says it's going to be one up front, and we'll see. We'll return you after this break on Cox Communications 38. We'll have the kickoff. The Rocks, undefeated 6-0 with the Maroons, 5-0 on Cox Communications, Channel 38. The Rock Island Rocks naturally pumped up. They have the home field advantage. You see the big RI and the red and gold in the middle of the field. You see the band. You see the shoot. You see the flags going. It looks like an Iowa game. They've got the big flags up. The crowd not quite as much as predicted, Dan Burch, along with Doug Howell. Now, they were talking 15 grand. They could pack this place, but it's a huge high school stadium. But a nice crowd of people still wandering in, Doug.
Yeah, I think we're going to have maybe 6,000 here tonight. That's still a big gate for a great big game. I see the Rocks over there. They're jumping up and down. They're biting at the bit. They want to get out here and play.
Now, a thing that's interesting should be noted, this Friday taped game being replayed on Cox Communications Channel 38 on this Tuesday evening. It is Rock Island Alleman's homecoming. Now, that's going to take away a few fans. Now, a few Pioneers are going to wander back who may not on any other given Friday attended this game, so that may have hurt attendance as well. But a nice crowd, a very vocal crowd. We were down on the field for pregame. The Moline students were all fired up, as you can see across the screen. Obviously, the Rock Island Rocks are fired up. Here they come. They are 6-0, 3-0 in the Western Big Six. They are ranked 4th in the state of Illinois IHSA, and I'm going to say it's Class 5A. Now, the Maroons, though, one of the reasons they're not ranked, Doug, and I mentioned in pregame, is they're actually in 6A, and that'll affect the ranking.
That's right. But I'll tell you what, the game today, if the Maroons win this one, they'll be in the rankings next week.
Actually, the Western Big Six is strong as it's been in quite a while. UT, with the reemergence of a former Western Big Six champ, Mike Tracy, has them winning early. Alleman, Dana just brought the pride back in that program last year with the first song and dance a couple of years ago, and they've got a good solid, I'll say the 4 Quad City schools. No disrespect to Galesburg, but they're struggling in the first year with their new head coach. And Quincy, well, they can't see us in Quincy on Cox Communications, so we need not mention them. But the 4 Quad City schools are all doing pretty well this year. They're as strong and competitive as they've been in quite a while.
And Alleman came up with a big win when they beat UT last week. And they played real tough in some close games. They lost at the last second a field goal at Geneseo earlier this year. So they've got a good team, and they're very representative of the Western Big Six.
And now I mentioned Mike Tracy, and you had a chance to chat with him. UT playing this game once again taped on a Friday, the 11th, being played a Saturday game tomorrow afternoon, which would be the Saturday 12th. Now, you chatted with him before the game, and you're going to have another talk with him at halftime.
At halftime, he said he was going to stop by here, so we'll get to talk to him and get his feelings on this game today, and maybe some prognostication on what they're going to do in the second half.
We'll see. We'll see what they're going to do in the first half. We saw the Rocks run out in the field, and there are the Moline Maroons in the white with the maroon pants, hence the nickname, I'm sure. They are the away light white colored jerseys. As you know, most teams wear that unless it's the Cowboys and a few other. Most teams, the home jerseys, usually the dark jerseys. That's why you have the Rocks in the red on gold. The Maroons, a little bit more of a sedate coming out. The difference in the programs, the Rocks, they don't fire it up. That's a Dan McGuire type trait. That's a Dan McGuire. That's how the coach runs off on the team.
Dan made a statement on the paper yesterday that he wanted to keep his team away from the hype. He wanted to keep them away from the media. He wanted them to look at this as a big conference game, but he didn't want them to be distracted.
I'll tell you a story about Dan McGuire, too, right? When he got to Moline, he'd go over there, and I think I was working at Channel 6 at the time. Dan Pearson and I was over there. I was a photographer And we asked for a few players, and his comment was, well, I don't like to do that. I don't like to single out players. And it wasn't, he didn't want to be interviewed, and he said, I'll give you a few captains who speak pretty well. But and he looked at Pierce, he said, I don't like to promote like quarterbacks or running backs. And that is his system in a nutshell. It's team all the way.
Yeah, it says a lot, and I'll tell you what, this is going to be a great game today. I'm really looking forward to doing this one.
Well, we talked about some of the big guys up front. You mentioned Kyle Piper. He started out as the fullback, and with the emergence of a former quarterback, Chris Beard, who leads the Maroons in rushing, Piper went to linebacker and guard up front on offense, where he's blown up holes, and he would have pretty much been doing that as a blocking fullback as well. Now they can pull him, and he's also playing linebacker, or he's actually at center. I said guard, excuse me, up the middle. So he's doing the blocking and the hitting. But you got some big guys over there, Rock Island line, Stout and Jacobs and Pacheco and Brown and Bergstrom. They all rotate in. And you see announcing a few of the starters and captains are running out there. They're going to announce each player's offense versus defense individually here. Running out was Nick Hartman for the Rocks. For the Maroons,
the Maroons 65 is Daryl Michael. Daryl Michael's a senior.
Another Rock approaching, big number 78, Jason Rossler.
All right, 64 is Terry Hansen. Terry Hansen's a 5'11", 203-pound senior.
Another tackle. Jason Mata runs out, that junior, and you want to talk big. The house, 6'3", 300.
They've got a big line.
And there's another big guy answering the bell, if you will.
Number 77 is Chris Burns. He's 6'4", 310 pounds for the Maroons.
So we got a 300-pound Rock and a 310 Maroon. I'll tell you, end up on the bottom of that pile. You're Maroon for a while with those two guys. Coming out for the Rocks, Art Jackson, senior, 6', 210. He'll play a DN position.
Coming out from Moline, number 57, Nick Rudd. Nick's a 6'3", junior, 255 pounds.
Terry Rosenthal, one of the other ends, comes out, 6', 172, junior. And now they're kind of getting confused. You can tell they don't do this every game. The guy's kind of confused on whether to shake hands or not.
Number 82 coming out. 82 is Dave Stable, 5'11", 170-pound senior.
One of their better receivers. For the Rocks, that's Phil Rockwell, one of their better inside linebackers. He's been a good story for them this year.
And Colin Cave, coming out now, 6 foot, 163-pound end. He's a senior.
Their other tight end. So the Maroons will receive, as you can tell, the offense coming out here. And coming out for the Rocks, Brandon Panel, I should say.
Number 7 from Moline coming out, Chris Beard. Chris Beard's the quarterback and the defensive back for the Maroons. He's 6 foot, 175 pounds.
Now we got the defensive backs, John Howland. Nice thing about both these programs, you got Piper, but other than that, you don't see a lot of the guys going both ways. They can play, they can all play. They all have a designated offensive or defensive position, but both coaches like to do the two platoon if they can.
Coming out number 23, Aaron Best. Aaron is a senior, 5'11", 166-pound halfback.
Doug Powell coming out, number 35.
Number 24.
Number 24 from Moline, Aaron Arms. He's 5'9", 160-pound senior. They're going to be looking for a game from him tonight.
Arms and Best playing the halfback positions alongside Beard. Pretty balanced backfield. Balanced backfield for the Rocks, too, but we'll talk more about them later. A little bit more explosive in the numbers situation. For the Rocks, that's number 11, Tyler O'Donnell out there, high-fiving.
And Mike Finch coming out for the Maroons.
He's the quarterback answering the call. J.J. Tubbs, he also handles the kicking duty. He's a backup quarterback and a defensive back. Only a sophomore, as they like to say. So the Maroons will receive. The Rocks will kick it off. The Rocks have the home field advantage, but it's pretty even. In fact, as I gander along the sidelines below us here, we're perched up high on the opposing team's sidelines, the away team on the concession stand for people familiar with it over there. If you can see some of the crowd, and maybe we'll get it later, but the Moline Maroons crowd almost looks a little bit bigger.
Yeah, Yeah, they're pretty well packed, and I think they've got a few more people on this side than just Maroon. So they're packed with other fans that just coming to see the game tonight.
There you go. Some other people would probably assume the Rocky side would be a little bit more beefed up. Very nice high school field. Had the opportunity when I was in college, I guess about 83, 84, when I played at St. Ambrose, we had a game over here, and I remember I came, and my brother came down from Joliet with my dad, and we were all like, holy cow, this is a high school stadium. And one of my fellow employees played over at Augustana, Ricardo Brooks. We were talking about it. They used to play their playoff games here, so not only is it a good high school field, heck, for a small college, it's an impressive field.
Yeah, it's very impressive. In fact, I did one of their games as a referee, one of Augustana's games right here on this field.
Well, how's that? They announced the starting offense and defense, and then it's the Maroons kicking off. Maybe they figured since those guys aren't going to be out there first. You go figure that out, will you?
They must have won and deferred. All right, well, here we go. We're pumped up. Fans are standing. We're ready to go, Dan.
The Maroons set to kick off. They approach it from their own 40. Back deep for the Rops. They're not going to see it. Slip kick through the hands of Powell. Scooped up by Alonzo Wise. He's got some speed, but he's got Maroons all over him. He breaks 3 tackles. He's got nobody on the left sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds up around the 20. So already exciting action. 12.
That was number 12 for the Maroons. That's Mike Finch with the tackle on the sideline over there.
The quarterback who kicked it off, I think.
I'll tell you what, nice tackle, too. And like you said, he broke 3 tackles coming away there.
And the sloppy ball there. Doug Powell wasn't up back, couldn't handle it, but Wise got it and went left. So 1st and 10 from their own 17. Here come the Rocks. First offensive play of the ball game. Scoreless, obviously. Second back through. Actually, it was a fullback dive and not much doing for Stanley Golden. Good stand by the Maroon defense, and something you talked about, Doug, in the pregame.
Yeah.
Big, bad, and ready to play.
That's right. You know, the tail today is going to be the interior line, and Rock out and testing it right off the bat to see what's available up front. I think there's going to be sticky going in the middle.
Piper credited with the tackle. You'll hear that name a lot. O'Melia brings him up. 2 wing backs set, lone fullback back in motion. They give it to the second guy through. It's Wise, and he doesn't get much going.
Brought down that time by number 32, Nick Massa. Nick's a 6-foot, 174-pound senior. Nice tackle by Massa.
Some of the people you'll hear on the Maroon defense, Colin Cave, Chris Davies, Nick Rudd, Nick Massa, as you said, Aaron Blythe, they're the big guys up front. Piper and Michael play the middle man, the middle back deep. Beard, one of the running backs, Anderson. Finch, the quarterback, and Siemens will man the defensive backfield. Here comes O'Melia on 3rd and long. Going to give it to Wise again. He's going to try to turn the corner. Nice pursuit, a nice tackle. He'll be way short of the first down. Wise was the ball carrier and the tackle.
Matt Siemens, 5'11", 165-pound senior. Nice open field tackle by Matt.
So that'll bring up 4th down and about 2 yards. They're going to have to punt it away. That the ball is set on their own 25-yard line, so it'll be within inside the 20 to punt.
Back to receive for the Maroons are number 23, Aaron Best, and number 7, Chris Beard.
O'Melia is the up back, so look for a sneak on occasion later on. Tony Montz will do the kicking.
And the Maroons are on the
high punt. It's going to bounce around midfield, right at about the 50. Take a bad hop for the Maroons, good one for the Rocks, and it's down to, excuse me, the other way around, but nonetheless it's down to about the 45. You got the idea. So the Maroon offense comes out of the field, but a great job by the Moline defense to stuff Rocky right out of the gate.
Yeah, 3 downs and out, and you might see that more often than not in this game.
More than people would think. Everybody looks at the explosive running games, but tell you what, these defenses know how to defend it. Full house backfield for Moline, just across midfield. They give it a second back through. He's running, stumbling for a couple. It's Aaron Best.
Brought down by John Holland, a senior for the Rock Island Rocks. Nice cast, nice tackle. And I'll tell you what, he paid the price too.
Piper, man in the middle, along with Hanson, Michael, Cave, and Sable are on the outside. McKay and Davies, the big tackles.
Watch Piper in the middle.
Nice gain for 1st down. That time, nothing doing. It was Aaron Ames coming the other way. They'll bring up 3rd. They'll probably have original line of scrimmage, bring up about 3rd and 5.
Okay, it's Art Jackson on the tackle, a 6-foot, 196-pound senior.
Running into plays, Aaron Best comes in. Out goes Josh Lofgren. He ran in that last play. So it's the halfback messenger. 3rd and 5 from the 40-yard line. Piper brings out the huddle. Finch is the quarterback. He's under center. Beard is the fullback.
Oh, we got jump movement on the line for Rock Island.
Good eyes. Have you ever done this before?
I've roughly a game or two as Jason Westbrook.
For people that don't know,
got a little anxious.
For people that don't know, the teasing comment towards Doug is he's been a law official, and I won't date you by saying a long-time official, but he's been in the area. In fact, there's a collegiate game tomorrow, so he's going to pick up on the penalties just a tad quicker than I would. First and 10, move it. What a way to pick it up. That's the discipline of a Dan McGuire's program we were talking about.
I tell you, I think today, watch, if you like interior line, watch Piper on the interior line. As an old center
coming up
he really does a nice job.
5-0, that's the Maroons record. 6-0 across on defense in the red to Rocks. Going right to left, second back through. Look at that hole in Maroons, about an 8-yard pickup. And it was Josh Lovegren rotating in. He gets the call.
John Holland on the tackle. Nice tackle by John Holland. But I tell you what, if you're Rock Island, you don't want John making all the tackles. Big hole on the right side, Dan.
That's about a 7-8 yard pickup. They'll spot it, call it 2nd and 3. Across the 30, near the 25. Nice opening drive for Moline.
Wind at Moline's back, but I don't think they're going to pass.
Now, as I
First
said,
down
there you
yardage.
go, way to blast forward. Aaron Arms. Not quite as impressive. The Rocks come in, everybody's averaging 6 yards a carry. Moline, much more basic. Arms just averaging about 4 yards a carry. Best 4 yards a carry. The big guy Beard's going about 6 to fullback. But I'll tell you what, you add them up, 6-4. We got a first down and 2 carries right there.
That's right. And Jason Bader on the tackle for Rock Island this time. And, you know, if you look at both teams, they're pretty even. Moline with one less game this year, but in terms of overall yardage, they're pretty even.
First and 10. Inside the 25. It's Lofgren again. He breaks. Ooh, I thought he slid that tickle with the stiff arm, but a nice tackle by the linebacker.
Phil Rockwell, number 57. Phil did a nice job. Came up and grabbed the leg and held on.
So Lofgren trots out. He's rotating in, as I said, with Best in Arms kind of running into plays. Beard will stay home at fullback.
What McGuire is about, he could be in the game today.
You can see it. Dan's about 15 yards on the field. Talking to his team, he walks back up. Moline comes up to the ball. Only about a yard pickup on that, 2nd and long. And they give to the big fullback Beard. He's spinning and diving forward. 6 foot 175. He came in as a quarterback, but boy, did he find a position.
Tyler O'Donnell on the tackle. Tyler's 5'8", 145 pounds, probably the smallest guy on the field. Big tackle, though, that time.
Bring up 3rd and 2. And look who runs in for the Rocks. Doug, the big boy. They're going to stuff him up the middle.
You think there's any secret here?
77. What's he
Number 77 is Jason Mader, 6'3", 300 pounds.
3rd and 2, the Maroons. There it is. Oh, he's got it more. Lofgren out of bounds inside the 10. Lofgren off that right tackle. Piper just buried the big boy, if you saw it, as the play tailed away. You mentioned watch out for him. There's a reason he's going Division I.
J.J. Tubbs on the tackle, and probably a touchdown-saving tackle. It's going to be first down and goal for the Maroons.
Help my memory, Doug, and we'll thank the Argus Dispatch for a lot of our information. Is it Mizzou? Is that where Piper's going?
Yeah, headed to Missouri, and he headed to Missouri because he wants to play linebacker. Missouri said you can play linebacker for us.
I'll tell you what, he can play center for a lot of schools. Look at how tight that formation is. They go back to it. The fullback dive, they get a couple. It's 1st and goal from the 6. They'll move it up to 2nd and goal from the 4, it looks like, where they spotted.
Kind of ran into a wall of rocks that time.
Do you see how tight the formations are? Not only that, just talking walked-up linebackers and DBs. When they come out of the huddle, you'll see on the left of the screen, the Rock defense, they're pinched in, too. So if they were to have the quarterback, Finch, maybe pull the ball, hey, you know what, let you see bootlegs work on goal line. This would be a nice situation for it.
Yeah, something outside, and I tell you what, it worked is a pass, and the Maroons can pass the ball.
Well, Finch is the quarterback. He's under center. There you see, look at how tight it is. All this room on the left side. And they tried Lofgren again. Nothing doing.
Brought down by number 57, Phil Rockwell. Nice tackle by Rockwell.
So a nice defensive stance so far for the Rock Island Rocks. They're facing 1st and goal from the 6. And look at now, we're 3rd and goal from the 5. They gave up 2 yards. Dropped them for a 1-yard loss after that. McGuire's hopping man on the sideline.
Well, I think they're going to have to do something else besides go right to the middle. Let's see what the Maroons come up with on 3rd down.
I'm sure Bob Litz warned his defensive troops. They're at the ball. There it is, rolling out. Look at the left flank. Touchdown! Warned his defensive troops. They're at the ball. There it is, rolling out quickly to the left way. Touchdown! That's what we were talking about. The outside's open. Dave Sable on the end of that touchdown grab. And this sidelines is rocking. The stands are rocking. 5:01 in the first quarter remains in this one. It's 6-0 Maroons. Sable with a 5-yard touchdown catch from Finch.
I tell you what, 3 right in the middle, and then the pass play. Here's the extra point.
And I'll tell you, that was good. I was going to say no good. You're the referee. Help me out.
Man, it curved a lot after it went over the post is what I'm going to say.
And before I pick on the Zebras, no offense, I'll tell you, every game I do, be it at Brady Street Stadium, Pleasant Valley, over here on the Illinois side, it is so hard from every press box angle with the smaller goalposts like compared to being at a college stadium. I'm batting about 250. I'm like facing the Braves pitching. I'll tell you that. I do not do well.
I'll tell you what, I found this game's a lot easier to call from up here than it is on the field. I'll tell you that.
And it's a lot easier to call when you're the coach, Dan McGuire, and your offense takes the ball down the field like that. 7-0, the Maroons lead. I'll tell you what, they don't know anything about ranking right now. They just know the rivalry. Rock Island, Moline, getting it done.
Well, one of these teams is going to come out of here undefeated with a chance to be one of the first teams in 30 years between these two clubs since they were last undefeated.
I think you hit it on the head, too, early on, Doug, is Moline can throw. It's not like, well, we've heard they can throw, and I'm not talking Rock Island, but O'Melia we haven't seen throw. 5-on-5 league over the summer, yeah, but we know. We'll look at Finch's number. You look in the Western Big Six, there's 3 receivers up there, Sable being one of them, who are up there in the receiving category out of the top 10, so they've got a nice little passing game. It's 7-0. Moline's going to kick it back to the Rocks. Now the Rocks are hoping they get a little more offense going than they did the first time. Another squib kick. It's going to get back to Wise again. He did a good job breaking a few tackles, a little bit of a lane. He's got a lane. He's got right sideline. Down the right sideline. 40 knocked out of bounds. A nice tackle at the 45, and that's Finch again.
Mike Finch on the tackle. Nice job by Finch. Touchdown saving tackle. He had a lane coming through the right side here and right down the sideline. Finch pinned him against it.
Somebody asked me who I thought was going to win. I said, yeah, I'll tell you what, Vic Boblett and Dan McGuire, you can't ask for 2 better high school coaches. Neither one has mistake-prone teams, I should say. They don't beat themselves, and I said the only difference, maybe Rocky may have a few more big game players or big play players, and that's the type of guy Wise we're talking about. Being Wise at halfback. Here comes B. And they give it to him second back through. Look at the little guy run hard. He picks up about 5-6 yards. I'll tell you what, if he ever had his dad's size, it's so funny. Anybody knows Ernie B. Sr., he's fine. His old man, the kid's 5'8", 168, the running back. His old man's left leg probably weighs 168. He's a huge bodybuilder.
Well, it's Matt Siemens on the tackle for the Maroons.
7, I better not say older. Ernie beat me up, too. 7-0. Rocks trail. They have the ball. 4:27 in the first quarter here on Cox Communications, Channel 38. O'Melia gives to Golden.
Golden powering his way
forward. He got the first down.
First down, Rock Island.
32. We want to thank the Independent Insurance Services as the Rocks pick up that first down. Independent Insurance Services. They're located on the Iowa side, 1519 East Locust in Davenport. Give them a call at 383-5559. The Independent Insurance Insurance Services, proud sponsor of tonight's game.
All right, we all got Rock Island on the run.
O'Melia taking his time, 4 minutes remaining first quarter. They go back, second back through. It's B again. Picks up another nice 5 yards on the first down. Excuse me, that wasn't B. That was Wise coming from the left, half to right. My apologies. So the Rocks starting to move the ball a little bit. 5 or 6 a crack here.
I was trying to get a beat on that tackle, on who made that tackle last time. So you wonder why I got some real dead silence over here. That's why.
I looked at you, you were laughing, and I guess you were laughing at yourself. You're your harshest critic, I guess. Doesn't matter. 7-0 is the score. That's what matters. Rock Island has the ball. They trail in the first quarter. Maroons with a nice drive to get it going. There, they're going to option that left side. O'Melia tucking it up. Nice backside pursuit by the Maroons. Number 42 in on it.
That's number 42, Adam Kettler. And And I also think we had, was it Chris Davies? Chris Davies, number 79. Chris did a nice job wrapping those legs up.
Ball on the left hash, a little open lane on the right side. O'Melia comes back in the huddle. It is 3rd and 3, and it says 3rd and 3 on the scoreboard. It looks like a short 3 as I go to the yard marker, so.
More like 3rd and 2.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Golden under at fullback. Look for the big kid. They bring Wise over. They give it to Wise. He dives forward. It's going to be close. I think he got it.
Okay, on the tackle was Kurt Roberts.
Be careful. Earlier I talked about the Maroons. They do get the first down having the passing game. But in this set with those wingbacks and you got Wise and B's speed, funny thing is you can throw flat passes all day. Just have them from that baseball stance out on the kind of the flanker tight end position, getting the flat quickly. And you're looking at the San Francisco Jerry Rice 3-yard pass that a quick guy turns into an 80-yard game.
Right.
So beware of that. O'Melia under center. They go straight dive right to the fullback. Golden! And it's a golden opportunity to pick up another first down. Give it to him. Move the chains. There is a flag, though, I believe. Or just a whistle. Nope, first down, no flag. Once again, I'll leave that to you, Doug.
All right, we got Matt Siemens on the tackle that time.
Heard his name several times already.
That's right. Matt Siemens, a 5'11", 165-pound senior. Well, Rock Island coming right back after Moline took the ball down and scored. Rock Island coming right back on offense now. 1:55 left to go in the first quarter.
Now they go to a little halfback fullback, and they give the B off that left side. They were just going to blast away. Golden, the lead blocker. Now they switch it up. They go to the 2 wingbacks to kind of a staggered 1 wingback, halfback, fullback set.
Adam Kettler on the tackle that time for Moline.
Now Pleasant Valley on the Iowa side, that set you just saw with the staggered halfback, fullback runs that to perfection. They're undefeated, leading the MAC and ranked in their state. And I'll tell you, they've got very similar offenses right here, and I know the Rocks with a little more speed, if PV can keep that working as well.
Boy, PV is pretty impressive on the Iowa side.
Well, that Morrissey's a lot like a McGuire. He's not going to beat himself. Here comes B in motion. They give it to Golden, and he is just stuffed, buried. I see Piper getting off the pile celebrating, but the guy underneath helping him up, 32, got the job done as well. Massa.
32 is Nick Massa.
Minute left, first quarter. The Rocks leading it 7-0. Excuse me, the Maroons leading it 7-0. The Rocks with the ball. It was a touchdown pass that got Moline on the board when they were at 1st and goal. Had trouble punching it and went to the air and were successful. Now, out of an eye. They give it to Wise. He runs into the quarterback. He's still pumping. He ran into his own quarterback, a guard, and 3 Maroons and finally went down.
He ran into his quarterback, and then he ran into Piper, and then finally was brought down by number 34, Matt Siemens again.
Alonzo Wise, just a junior, 5'9", 180. Good speed. It looks like they're going for a field goal here.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I believe this or not.
4th and 12. The ball is spotted just this side of the 20. I'll call it the 22. That would set up, what, a 39-yard field goal?
39-yarder against the wind.
Good point. I haven't pointed that out. Thank you, Doug. The wind is definitely blowing in the face of Rock Island as they go left to right. We're going to have a timeout.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I'm Moline, I don't know if I believe this or not.
And our cameraman from Family Ties Production, the fine Medina family, I don't know if you could hear it over my microphone. He said, fake, fake, fake. As soon as they went out there, he's smelling out. That'll do it. I said it's a timeout at the end of the quarter. 7-0, Maroons on top, and we're going to go the other way and get that field goal with the win. With the win. A major difference. That's
Keeping your community strong is a responsibility for all who live there, whether it's through teamwork or working together to build a better town. Your Pekin agent will be there for friendly, reliable service. When you need help and can't wait, meet someone in your neighborhood who knows his customers. Depend on your hometown professional, your independent Pekin insurance agent.
Pekin Insurance.
For a quick quote on auto, home, and life, call your Pekin agent at Independent Insurance.
Hey parents, are you looking for a unique gift idea for your kids? Or do you just want them out of the house and into the yard? How about a backyard soccer goal from Flicks on State Street? They let your kids play soccer like the pros at least 3 seasons of the year. Made of rugged PVC pipe, Flicks sells goals in 2 sizes, the 4x6 foot youth size and the full-size 6x12 footer. Backyard soccer will never be the same, and you'll be the proudest soccer parents in the league. Get your kicks and your backyard soccer goals at Flicks on State Street in Bettendorf.
Satellite TV would like you to think they do a good imitation of Cox Cable.
Cable.
They say they have more quality programming,
Quality.
more choice,
Choice.
and a crystal clear picture.
Clear.
But can Satellite TV say it has local customer service? Free monthly basic programming on extra TV hookups, or all your local channels. After they've flown the coop, Cox Cable's still here, with more value. Not just more.
That's why we're not coaching. That's why we're up top on the press box, and McGuire and Boblin are down there. Vic knew it. Vic was taking his time. He was probably telling Amelia the plays before. Rested, son, rested.
Take a break. Well, we got the Rock Island Band coming over here and entertain the Moline fans.
Entertainer and antagonize. I don't know. I know it begins with a vowel. I just didn't know if you used the right word. It's good old-fashioned fun, though.
Well, they're not getting anything thrown at them, so it's a successful adventure.
They're having fun. And the Rocks of Moline, I bet you they're having fun. This is a high school game that everybody loves to be involved in. Well, it's lined up. J.J. Tubbs, just a sophomore. The kicker. The snap, pretty good. Nice hold. He gets it up. It looks like it's going to be good. Oh,
yeah.
Naysayers, including Doug and myself, beware. 39-yard field goal to start the second quarter, and we have ourselves a 7-3 ball game. Tubbs, J.J. Tubbs.
Well, right through the middle.
Yeah, that was dead center.
Well, another weapon for the Maroons to think about now.
So we have a nice start to the ball game. A good drive by Moline. Rocky answers, gets the field goal. And what a heck of a kick. Sophomore kid going out there in the biggest game he's probably faced this year.
Ice water. There's no pressure.
Tell you, the Rocks have won, but, you know, they've blown Galesburg and Quincy and a few teams out, but Alleman played them tough. They had some tough early games. Peoria Manual, they went through that Peoria former state championship schedule when I talked to Boblin earlier this week. And, I mean, you beat Manual, you beat the Richwood schools like that. Hey, you just win. I don't care if it's 28-20, 8-7, you win. That's a big win. Moline has beaten UT, pounded Galesburg, as we mentioned, much like in comparable games. And Alleman played them both tough. They lost to Rocky 21-6 and 17-6 to very similar scores. Galesburg games, Rocks won 49-12. Moline won 51-6. So if you compare the games, these guys are dead even, and they're playing dead even right now. Beard to receive deep from his own 5. He almost slipped. Nice wall in front of him, but it's closed down quickly by the Rocks.
Brought down that time by number 15, Tyler Carroll.
Tackle at the 20, so a take over there.
Brandon Pinnell was also on the tackle for the Rocks.
7-3 the score. We're just underway in the second quarter on Family Times Productions, Cox Communications, Channel 38. The Independent Insurance Services, once again, over in Davenport. Thanks for sponsoring tonight's Western Big Six High School Game of the Week.
Rock Island Lions got Jason Britton in it. And big number 77, Jason Maynor.
Well, Finch did the fullback dive, the Beard. That's been their bread and butter all year, but nothing doing that time. Well, we've seen him go to the air. I would like to, I imagine we'll see him go outside a little bit as well.
Nick Hartman on the tackle that time.
Both teams, once again, going back to well coached. They take their time. You see Amelia come up to the line, survey everything for junior, very poised. Watch the Maroons come out of our huddle. We want to run in their plays. They're all confident, real sure of themselves. Look at that, splitting out from the full house backfield to the wing set that the Rocks see every day in practice. Oh, that worked. There's a little motion, no flag though, but look at that blocker. Blasting through. Having a game left, Grit.
Brought down by number 31, Brandon Pinnell. but not after about a 20-yard gain.
Funny thing is, during the open, we talked about Finch, the quarterback, Beard, the big fullback, best in arms at the halfback position. Lofgren, I never mentioned his name, and once you know it, who's had the 2 big runs so far? Lofgren. That's a 30-yard pickup, spotted just the side, right side in Rock Island territory in midfield at the 48.
Boy, I tell you what, the Moline offensive line is very impressive at this point.
They're getting off the ball, led by the big kid up front, Piper. There they do it again. In motion again. Now they're going to look in the flat. 23 is the open man. Plenty of time. Finch is going to take it away and get a block. Get 2 blocks. Now break a tackle. And another first down nearing the 35-yard line.
Tony O'Donnell on the tackle.
Aaron Best was kind of going one-on-one out there. I thought he'd shift into the flat, but he went deep on a flag route. And I'll tell you what, Finch had so much time, he said, heck, I'm running it. He had some great blocks up front. 65, Darryl Michael was out there. Hanson as well. McKay and Davies are doing a good job outside. There's a player down. You never like to see that. We'll get you a number and a name in a moment. Nice thing is he's getting up quickly.
That's number 23, John Holland. You know, John is, we've called his name several times already in this game. He's not happy about coming out, but he's going to have to come out for one play.
Is that a rule now?
Yes, he has to come out for one. If the coaches come out there, he's got to come out for one play.
I kind of like this, having a referee here. Because there's so many times, at halftime, I'll get you that. And I always have to run down and ask somebody. So this is nice, Doug. Clock clicking down, 10:42 remaining, second quarter action. Moline with the ball. They lead 7-3. It's spotted on the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Maroons. There they go with that shift. Lone setback is Beard, the fullback. Motion this way. They give it to Beard. He's got running room off the right side. And I'll tell you what, he should just, he kind of got lost, whether to cut it back or try to beat him around the corner.
They're brought down by Tyler O'Donnell and number 35, Doug Powell. But, well, I'll tell you what, the big fullback, you want to just hit him.
Yeah, I would think Beard ducking away. But remember, he's a former quarterback. There's that passive side to him, too. That's just a knock at quarterbacks, not at Chris Beard. And it's really not at Finch or me. It's probably a couple guys I played with if they're watching. So 2nd and 3, a nice 7-yard pickup nonetheless.
Back in that wing formation.
Coming in motion, they give it back to Beard. Nice leg drive. Yardage after contact able to spend on the spot.
Phil Rockwell on the contact that time. Phil's a 6'1", 195-pound junior.
They're going to spot it. He says 3rd and 3. I think it's about 1 yard, and then they correct themselves. You may have the PA system in the background. So he picks up 2 yards, 3rd and 1. You go back to Beard. Or do you go with the quarterback sneak? We'll find out. With Piper, I may just say, hey, Finch, tuck it and ride the big guy out. Full house backfield again, no shifting. They're trying to draw the sides, it looks like. Nope. They go back to who else? Lofgren! He's got to lay down the right sideline! Breaks the tackle and shifts inside the 10. Lofgren's having a game.
J.J. Tubbs on the tackle, assisted by Jason Britton.
9 minutes left in the first half, and Lofgren's got to have close to 70 yards already. He picked up 35 just on the one run.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're very impressive in running off the tackle.
And that's right where they're doing it. That's where Beard had the big hole. And we might have mentioned the tackles, McKay and Davies. We're giving Piper enough bump up the middle. But, hey, the big guys on the tackles. Davies is just a sophomore, 6'1", 252. McKay goes 245. I'll make sure those are the guys in there as I give them credit. Actually, Chris Burns is in there, 6'4", 310. Burns is the junior. He's at the right tackle, and that's where they're going. So let's give it to the right guy.
They're running off the right side, too. They've been doing an impressive job running off the right side, using that, who's on the right tackle over there? Do you know?
I think Chris Burns on defense. That's the guy, or excuse me, on offense. Big 77, and then next to him is Colin Cave, the tight end, doing a job as well. They go right to the left side, that figures.
Yeah, quick count, too.
That was a nice play. You pointed out the quick count. If you're taking your time, you've been lulling them to sleep, then they get that set. All of a sudden, you blast in them for a quick one. It was a nice little pickup.
Looks like we're 2nd and about 7.
2nd and goal from the 7 is where they spot it. Lofgren runs back in the play. He's done a ton. When he comes in, he usually goes to the left halfback. He'll come in motion. They'll run him right. Arms and Best are the other backs. There you see it. Full house backfield. And a little counter.
Foul on that time.
They faked it to Beard and went to Lofgren on a little bit of a counter action.
Brought down by Brandon Pinnell. Yeah, short gain. We're going to be third and 5.
About the 5, yeah, third and... Actually even short of the 5, so still some distance to gain here for a touchdown. The Maroons do lead 7-3, the clock clicking down, and then, as I kind of predicted, it's going to be kind of a quick game with these two running attacks.
Well, we've had a total of 1 pass so far.
And it was a touchdown. That's Best off the right side. Good job. 77, the big kid Burns was stood up by
Jason
78.
Mader.
Mader stood him up. Excuse me, it was Rustler who stood up
78?
Mader. Yeah, 78 on the defense. Did a nice job, so they tried to run off that position.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Rustler gets a hold of you at 6'2" and 290 pounds, you're going to stop.
That's the battle when I talked to Boblett I mentioned earlier in the week, and the Maroons are going for it. 4th and goal inside the 5. They're going to look at that play again. Lofgren's open here.
Got caught by the wind.
Great pressure. It was into the wind, and great pressure from number 50. Is it 57 again? The linebacker of the Rocks getting it done.
That's Phil Rockwell, 6'1", 195 pounds. But, boy, you can see that ball just take off and curve.
Well, that was the difference, and that's why Boblett kicked it going this way, that field goal. So a great stop by the Rocks. And this is where you're leery. If you're a Maroon fan or you're on the McGuire coaching staff, you pray and hope that a B or a Wise doesn't just break a long one. Wide receiver wide right from the left hash out of their own end zone. They just go with the quick dive. Wise on the quick dive doesn't get much.
Piper on the tackle. I'll tell you what, you run into Piper, you're just not going to go very far.
And Piper goes, what is he, 227? He looks bigger, too. If you ever seen a wrestler, too, he's our heavyweight. That's a put together, 230 or so. Rocks break out of the huddle, 2nd and 8, only a 2-yard pickup. Golden, the fullback. Actually, Ernie B's back there out of the I-back position. They go with Ernie off the left side. Right defense clamping it down for the Maroons. Great gang tackling.
I think they're led by number 34, 34 rather, Matt Siemens again. But great pursuit, like you said. You know, Siemens kind of held him up, and we had 4 or 5 guys on him immediately.
Siemens is doing a heck of a job, too. He's been in on a handful of tackles. Here come the Rocks. Jeff Brown at the center position. O'Melia taking his time, as we said. They go back to wing backs. Bring Wise in motion. Option to right side. They get it to Wise. He's got to lead back in front of him. He's got some sideline room. He's got the first down and out of bounds around the 18-yard line.
Brought down by number 12, Mike Finch. But I'll tell you what, 32.
Laid O'Melia out.
Nick Massa made a hit on Amelia, and Amelia got rid of the ball just in time.
That's the option. That was sweet. Amelia went out there. He took the hit, but he got it out to Golden. Out to Wise. A nice little block by Ernie B out there, too, as well. Getting out as a lead stalk block back out there.
A big play for a first down for the Rocks and get them out of that end zone.
And they get him near the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. They go back to the fullback dive, and I'll tell you what, Golden's put up some great numbers so far this year, but he's not getting much in the middle of that Moline D.
That's Daryl Michael on the tackle. Daryl's 6'2" and 196 pounds.
They give him about a yard, bring up 2nd and 9. The ball, as I said, just short of the 20. Call it the 19. On the far side, Rock Island in the home red on gold uniforms. Breaking out of the huddle, the Maroons on D. They lead it 7-3. We're at 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. O'Melia under center. B at I-back. They pitch to Ernie. At his Wise. And he has
no running room. Brought down by Nick Rudd, number 57. Nick's 6'3", 255-pound junior.
And he's fired up, too. You see him slapping at people, high-fiving. The Maroon defense definitely playing spirited tonight. And why wouldn't you? You're facing not only are you facing a rival, 4th-ranked team, but you read about these guys. You know, you read after the Galesburg game, you see B and Wise and Golden all ripping off, long touchdown runs. So that's going to fire you up. That's going to motivate you. They're looking to pass, O'Melia. And great pressure. Holy cow. Boy, did the Maroon defense coming up.
Aaron Blythe, 6'1", 182-pound defensive end. Blythe on the tackle.
That That was great. I'll tell you, he looked out here on his left end side and from the right defensive side. They were there to eat him up.
And brings it back to the 10-yard line.
And they're going to have to kick it away on 4th and 18. And that's good backfire. You know, they finally go to pass, and they get dropped for a big loss.
Got Aaron Best back to receive.
Montz will kick it away. Montz will kick it away for the Rocks. Nice snap, not a lot of pressure. Oh, a straight up kick. Fielded at the 45 by Best. Going down the right side, breaks 2 tackles, still on his feet, and a great tackle. In pursuit coming from the far side. That's number 45.
Ernest B. 5'8", 168 pounds, and came over and did the job.
I'll tell you what, I know he's fast, and I saw him run last year, but I'll tell you what I'm impressed by. He made a nice block. He made a nice tackle there. He's just a good little football player.
Yeah, he's made a great contribution already. Had the big block on that side. Hustler.
Well, big opportunity here for Moline going into the win. 1st and 10 on the 30. 30 yards away from pay dirt, only 3 minutes in the first half. They lead 7-3. Second back through is Best, and he tripped up. Good job by 84 of the Rocks coming down to shut that down.
Terry Rosenthal.
He came in,
did a nice job.
Took
Got
on
deep
the
in
block,
backfield.
sure, took on the block, and you know, he basically made the tackle just by making him get tripped up. Finch waits for the play. Lofgren runs it in. He's been huge tonight.
Let's see if they go off that right tackle again.
Here come the Maroons. 2nd and 9 on the near side. Full house backfield. They give the Beard. He steps up over it, not tripping over anybody. He's still on his feet, diving for a first down, and that's great effort. You saw him put his hand on the ground, lower the shoulder, take that contact, and lunge for the chain there, the first down marker.
And where we run again?
Right side. That's been the ticket. And that's, like I said, 77, Chris Burns, that big kid over there. And once again, people forget Colin Cave in the high school system especially. You run a lot. Your tight end's got to be one of your better blockers, too. And the right guard over there is 76, I believe. No, 56. And that's Grant McCauley. We got to give him credit as well. Now they go left side. That's twice that's happened, huh? Look at Arms bouncing off. People still on his feet inside the 10.
Brought down by 87. Art Jackson, 6 foot, 210-pound senior. Touchdown saving tackle.
You're scoring yardage after contact. You score Beard high and Arms even higher. Boy, he went off that left side, ran into his own block. And the thing is, you know, they got both hands over the ball, pumping their legs, leaning forward, down low. They're running hard. They're not looking for the long run. They're just looking to move the chain. So it's 1st and goal from the 7. Let's see if the Rocks defense can answer again. Just a minute and a half remaining. They go back to Arms. He dives into that pile and moves it, but not much.
Brought down by 57 that time. That's Phil Rockwell.
He's been all over the place so far.
He has been. He's been a big game for Rockwell.
It's kind of like the Miami-Florida State game you were reading. They were kind of getting competitive. Who's the better defensive end crew? Who's the better defense? Well, kind of like this. Both papers were doing articles, and you read one day about the Maroons, one day about the Rocks, and I'm sure they're walking around the halls saying, I'm better than that kid. I can play as good as that kid. And I think that's what you're seeing out here, some spirited play. Just a minute remains. 2nd and goal from the 4. Beard blasted. Oh, the Rocks defense answered again.
That's number 31, Brandon Pinnell. We've called his name several times
today. He's the other linebacker with 31 and 57 inside. They're getting it done. And Pinnell wanted you, or panel, however you say it, wanted you to know he made the tackle.
That's right. That's right. Well, we got timeout for the Maroons. What are we going to do here? I don't know what kind of kicking game they have, but if we've got a kicker, I think I'd bring him out now.
It's 3rd and 8, so they've got 2 down, so 44 seconds. Doug,
okay, you're right. I was thinking there was 4 down. It was 4th down.
3rd and 8, and we saw a good pass and a bad pass on goal line. The good one was in the win for the first quarter touchdown. Now, last time in this situation, same thing from the right hash. They had the open area on the left side, and he had trouble getting it over there, and I'm not dogging Finch. But just getting to that wind, and that's a long way, too, from right to left. And he's right-handed, thrown across his left. So if they throw this time, maybe they'll throw short side of the field. Just tell them if it's not there, throw it out of bounds, we'll take the field goal.
Well, and we've been pounding right side, middle, left side, up the middle. So if we haven't gone wide.
Well, that's cool, a run left side. I'm thinking if you do pass right, too, play action right side is going to freeze that side because they've been running that way the whole time. and maybe he can sneak, maybe on a cave on a little start, a little delay route. Block down and go out to the flat.
Now they're going to spread them out.
They're going left, it looks like, for sure. Beard is the lone fullback. Finch with two receivers flying on the right side. And they just pass. Beard, that's going to be a face mask. Oh, that's going to hurt. They had him stopped. And I think it was 78 on the face mask, I believe.
Yeah, 78 is Jason Wessler. He made the tackle, but I think he got his hand up there on the mask.
It was a great stop and a good call, kind of deceptive. They went back with Beard, and he was going to cut back right off the left fullback dive, and he had a little bit of a room that was closed down, but obviously they had to grab the mask.
Dan, I think you could officiate. Boy, you had that one right now. Right now you had it.
As a former fullback, hey, I've had my neck wrung like that on goal line. That's what I'm looking for. I'm always protecting those guys. So it'll bring up third and goal still.
Third and from about the 2, it looks like.
Go halfway to the goal line.
Half the distance.
The key is they still have the third down. They still have 2 downs to work with. 35 seconds and counting down. Same formation. 2 receivers best wide right. Now they're going to look out that way. Oh! I tell you what, there was some miscommunication. Arms was cutting in, I think. I don't know if he wanted them to curl back or run a little bit of a flat, but I think he just wanted to find the end zone and find an opening.
Yeah, he went inside, and it looked like they were trying to throw to him outside, and then here comes the field goal kicking team right now. They're going to call
the
timeout.
Maroons. 25 seconds left. You would think he would roll him out, and Finch there just looking to throw it almost, get it in there as quickly as possible. You don't sneak in a touchdown. Heck, roll out there, Finch. You take your time, and if it's not there, throw it out of bounds. He's got 1 touchdown tonight, though. And then there was a nice pass set up nicely. He found Sable with 5 minutes left in the first quarter for a 6-0 lead. The PAT made it 7. Now I think Rocks answered right to start the second quarter to get the win with a 39-yard field goal by the sophomore kicker. And that's where we stand now, 7-3. There's 25 seconds left in this first half.
Well, it's a great game. It's a game as advertised. And, well, we've had 3 whole passes in this game.
Now, you're going to interview Mike Tracy at halftime. I'm going to go get a hot cocoa.
That sounds like get 2, will you?
Just let to know everybody my work ethic is still there. But you're going to have Mike Tracy, the UT coach. Once again, this is taped on Friday the 11th. Saturday, October 12th, UT is playing, so he's here scouting and just watching a heck of a game. So we'll hear from Doug and Mike at the half. And we'll see what it's going to be at the half. It's 7-3 right now. Will it be 10-3? Will it be 10-7 or 10-10 with the return of a kickoff? Who knows?
So much for the kicking the field goal.
They're going for it. And Rock Island quickly answers with their own timeout. Said, hold on a minute.
Yeah, we got to make a call. We were ready for the field goal. Well, he must be, he's on the right hash over there, and maybe he's afraid with that wind and on the hash that the angle and everything is going to be too much.
And for some reason, we're seeing the whole field. Why is that, cameraman? Panning down, showing the crowd press. I'll tell you what, if you want to get a shot, go to the back of the end zone. I'll tell you how big this game is. Go to the back of the end zone, and you see all the photographers from Channel 6 and Channel 8. And it's funny. They're not working real hard. They look like me, but they're all back there knowing what a big game this is and what a big play this is. I guess we're just showing everything. Are you bored?
We want to show what great condition this field is in.
The Maroons come flying out. They're going for it. 4th and go from the 3. They lead 7-3. 25 seconds before the half. They shift in.
What do we got now?
They got them jump outside.
They did that a lot in the UT game. They take the Beard and they put him in motion, and it almost always works. On defense
goes out. The thing is, hey, even if they don't draw him, remember Beard's a former quarterback, and then you got Finch out there at the wingback position, so they could actually run a play off that too. And all I know is it's closer to the goal line. It'll be what, about a half yard now? I guess we'll call it a yard. 5, 4, 3. Second timeout, so we're keeping it here. as McGuire and Boblet move the pawns and the rooks, doing their little chess match.
McGuire said that's an old Rocco Carbone play. He said he saw Rocco. Yeah, he said Rocco run that when he was coaching at Alleman. That quarterback in motion, and he decided to bring it out this year.
I'll tell you what, been half the wing tee.
That's right. And they'll throw off that. Moline will throw off that. In fact, we've seen him throw back two Beard on that play.
So that'll be interesting. See what they do this time. The Rocks are in there getting coached. The Maroons as well. You see McGuire in the middle of that Maroon huddle. I believe it's Dan. Yes, it is. His assistant coaches, Paul Carther, Kevin Corgle, Bill Burris, Jeff O'Hearn, and Joel Reiser.
Paul Carther's been there a long time. Well, here it comes. The Moline fans are fourth on their feet and cheering.
Fourth and goal from the one. Best has it. Touchdown Maroon. I'll tell you what, where did they go? Where did they go? That right side has been huge. And when I say huge, Chris Burns, nobody bigger than Chris, 6'4", 310, the junior tackle, moving people.
Impressive drive, impressive drive. Big touchdown for Moline.
Fitch will try to add to it. He's in the kick. Beard will hold. 13-3. Good. 14-3. I just wait till I look for the refs anymore. I don't even try and call it. 14-3. What a first half for Moline.
That was called by McGuire. He had the chance to take the field goal, go up by 10-3 rather. He went right for the touchdown and went right over the right side again.
Well, for people that don't know what the heck I'm doing this game, I work for KJOC Sports Radio, and why I'm going to tie that in is I do polls, pick a game. You know, it could be an Iowa, Illinois game, like Iowa State, Texas A&M, for example, this weekend. I did pick Moline Rocky game. Just I throw in a high school game occasionally. And I took, you know, if I took 30, 40 calls, I'll take a guess and say 40. Probably 35 picked Rock Island. So that'll tell you the Maroons a little bit of an underdog. I mean, I know they're undefeated, and they've won the Western Big Six recently under McGuire. In fact, they've been in the playoffs, but a lot of people were caught up in the numbers the Rocks were putting up. And we still have a whole half to play. In fact, right now, you know, Wise could pick up this kick and answer him real quickly. So I'm not counting them out, but I think the Maroons came in as a slight underdog.
Yeah, I think even in the dispatch they had a poll, and 68% of the people said that Rock Island was going to win. But let's see what happens. We're going to have a short kick right now. I don't think this one's going to go very far.
Beard will kick. Fitch and Beard kind of rotate. They just do it all. Quarterbacks, fullbacks, kickers, holders.
Yeah, there it is.
Split kick. And it's fielded at the 15. Here come the Rocks. That's number 41 for Rock Island on the return, and he's wrestled down.
Brought down that time by number 22.
Chris Roberts and Chris Beard. Like I said, Beard and Fitch do it all. The man on the return was Adam Hill, little scat back, 5'9", 152-pound running back. 17 seconds. O'Melia's only passing attempt was a sack. Actually, never made an attempt. He was dropped for a sack. The Maroon girl cheerleaders doing the push-ups. This kills me. And they're not doing girl push-ups. They're doing the real ones. They're at 14. Get those high-scoring teams. Those girls get bulky. They go right to goal in his biggest game so far. But you're going to see that. He gets up around the 40. 10 seconds.
That's Matt Siemens on the tackle.
Siemens easily in double digits on the tackles now. 10 seconds, Rocks take a timeout. First down, pickup for Golden.
Well, I tell you what, you can't say enough about Moline in the first half. Done a great job on defense, moved the ball on offense. And really converted. I don't know what the time of possession is in this game.
Well, I'll try to get that on half while you, once again, stay tuned to the half. Not only do we have second half action coming your way on Cox Communications Channel 38, but we have the interview with Mike Tracy. I hope we're not making Tracy climb these stairs. Yeah, he's a little big.
Yeah, I think we're going to
do on the field?
Yeah, we're going to somewhere else.
We got our producer telling us. I'm worried about
He's
Mike.
here already.
Oh, is he?
He's here already.
I'll have to ask him. Can you climb up here, Tracy, or is that's not sturdy enough? We'll come down. I'm just teasing Mike. Good friend. For people don't think it's a vendetta or anything. He even said, no, I'm too heavy. He knew it.
Got that bad knee.
And there it is, running it out. Set B again.
Mike Finch.
Ernest B. 4 seconds. We're going to take another timeout. I'll tell you what, Golden picks up 10 and more. B picks up 10 and more. They're across midfield. 4 seconds. You think, what are they doing running plays? But they get 10 yards every time. Now they can throw it. Wind at their back. I take it back. Clock ran out.
Clock ran out.
I was setting up for last play, so the Moline Maroons running a little bit faster into the halftime locker room than they came out. They came out poised. They came out in control, and that's what they did. A 14-3 lead. The Moline Maroons on the verge of upsetting a mile. Upset Rock Island Rocks, but don't count out Pop the Rocks. We'll be back with the second half, but first, Tracy and Howell at halftime on Cox Communications, Channel 38.
Hi, Doug Howell here along with Mike Tracy, coach of United Township High School Panthers. Mike, you've saw the first half action of this game. What do you think so far?
Well, that's nothing we didn't see when we played Moline. They're tremendous on the offensive and defensive lines, and I think that's been the difference in the game so far. Moline doesn't make any mistakes. Rock Island is an excellent team, but right now Moline's playing better.
Well, they're really, I said earlier in the game that it's going to be offensive line play and defensive line play is going to be the determining factor in this game, and that's what it's shown to be so far.
No doubt about it, and both teams have excellent offensive and defensive lines, but right now Moline's is playing better. Rock Island could play just as well in the second half, no doubt about it, but Moline right now is at the top of their game. That's the way they played against us, so we've seen this before.
Yeah, 3 passes in this game, 1 for a touchdown play, though. That's not a great call.
It was, and we're second-guessing with Dan down there. We had him throwing a few more passes, but he's playing it pretty smart tonight. He's running right at Rock Island, and he's neutralizing their speed and quickness. So Moline's game plan is excellent.
Yeah, they're running a lot off right tackle, I noticed today.
Yeah, Moline is strong off the right side. They can run off the left and do just as well. They've obviously picked out something in Rock Island's defense, and they're attacking it. But if Moline doesn't make any mistakes, they're going to be tough in the second half.
Well, what do you think Rock Island needs to do? Any adjustments that they need to make in the second half to get back in this ball game?
I think Rock Island just needs to break a play, and they have the ability to do it better than anybody in the conference. If they break one play, they'll get the momentum going and get their defense into it. Right now, I think everybody's kind of waiting for something to happen on Rock Island. They haven't made any big plays yet, and that's what they're best at. They're extremely dangerous, and it could happen at any time. Moline knows that, and they're on their toes the whole time. But once again, Rock Island hasn't had the ball very much the first half because Moline's controlled the line and the clock.
Yeah, I haven't seen the time of possession. We're going to get that to start the second half, but I imagine it's going to be pretty big.
I would think so, too, and that's Moline's strength. Dan is a conservative coach, and I mean that in a positive sense. He knows how to coach football and play winning football. So does Vic, obviously, but Dan is got a team right now that I think is the best team Moline's had under his leadership. They're well coached, they're fundamental, they're sound, and they're playing the way they want to play right now.
They just don't make many mistakes.
No, they're not going to.
Dan McGuire, if you're Dan McGuire in the second half, what do you want to do?
You don't want the kids to think the game is over. There's always a tendency for high school kids to think the game's over at halftime when things go your way, like we learned last week. You have to realize you have to play 2 halves, and I'm sure he's focusing on that right now. In terms of any specific adjustments, I don't think they have to make any.
Yeah, just keep doing what they're doing. It's been successful so far. Well, you play Galesburg tomorrow. What are you looking for in that game?
Galesburg is going to be a challenge for us because we haven't played well the last 2 weeks, as you know. We started off very well, winning the first 4, and we've really stubbed our toe the last 2. But one against Moline, you know, is an awful good team, as we can see now. In Allen, we just stopped playing in the second half. Galesburg presents a lot of problems, a lot of multiple formations, a lot of movement, a lot of shifting, a lot of crazy plays that you don't normally see in high school football. They throw the ball well, a lot of misdirection. We have to be very disciplined and read our keys well, and if we don't do that, we'll be in for a long day. I would hope we would come out tomorrow and play with the enthusiasm and the confidence that we played with earlier in the year. We did have a better week of practice this year. We really this week. We haven't practiced well for about a month, and I think we did this week.
Oh, good. So you'll be ready for Galesburg. We coach over there, Mike Hoskins, former defensive coach for Lawrence College, I think.
Right. I met Mike when he coached over at Lindmar in Iowa. Greg Purnell's a great head coach over there, a great program, and I met Mike through Greg. And I've seen him a lot of clinics over there. He's a great football coach. He'll get things turned around down there. They're freshmen and sophomores. We're playing well, so it's going to be a tough challenge for us.
Good deal. Well, good luck the rest of the season. I really appreciate you coming down here and talking to us at halftime.
Thanks a lot, Doug. Appreciate it.
Mike Tracy, coach of the United Township Panthers.
Thanks, Doug.
But both on the right side. Well, here we go with the kickoff.
Rock Island kicks it off back deep, and I mean deep and into the end zone. What a leg. That's why that sophomore's in there. Are you hearing me okay? No. I'm asking John, our cameraman. Rock Island Rocks, it's 14-3. Did we get everything straightened out? We'll hear from Doug in a minute. We're having a little trouble with the microphones. Everything was going fine with John up here, but when his brother Jess came up, naturally, the whole operations of Family Ties production fell apart. 11:30. Just a half minute gone by, third quarter action. Moline with it on second down. They go back to the fullback. No, second back through and had it stopped. A nice tackle by number 23 on the defense, Johnny Holland. Came up and stopped that. He was the guy who limped off the field earlier. A little bit of an injury. So John Holland gets the tackle. It brings up 3rd and 8. The Maroons need a big drive here. They don't need it. They're up 14-3, but a nice, long, big drive would silence the Rocks on the home field. All right, I think I'm back. Are we back? Holy cow, we've got 2 announcers again. Except we have to stand right next to each other because we're on the same control. Get tight. And it's called. And we got a running board section. And we got some running room. And it's Armis with a stiff Armis, if you will, and go down. That was 35 Doug Powell on the stop, but we've got motion in the backfield, I think, here, according to our spotter, Carl Coe. So it was a nice counter from the backside, but they're going to march it back and bring up 3rd and long. It'll bring up about 3rd and 13. I'll tell you what, big play to come back with a motion that time in the backfield. Nice play by Arms. He looked real quick out there, too, turning that left corner with the stiff arm. But it brings up 3rd, actually spotted at 3rd and 12 inside their own 20. Lofgren runs in the play. I feel like we're getting closer here. Almost like Simon twins. Hook that to him. Piper breaks him out. Here comes Finch, the quarterback. He has 1 touchdown pass. Well, look how tight Rock Island is on the line. Option out there to Lofgren. Excuse me, had his arms again. Another nice carry. Lofgren had a good lead block, but he's tackled. Nice block on that side. A seal block by Chris Baird for Moline. Tackled that time by number 35, Doug Powell. Well, good job by Rock Island to shut down the Molines on the opening drive and a half. So the Maroons in a punting situation, 4th and 5. Punting from their own 25. Actually, the punter will line up inside his own 15. B is back deep for the Rock Island Rocks. The kick up and up and up and very high. It'll probably bounce backwards. Now it takes a Moline bounce around midfield. But I tell you, that's a nice punt. Got it up high. About 25 yards, but no return. And it was actually very high, nice punt. So Rocks take over. First time we'll see him in the second half. We'll see if a big bobblet let a little fire underneath them. Yeah, I think like Mike Tracy said, they need to bust something big, and they've got the skill players to be able to do it. They're in the wishbone. And they go right with the fullback. Actually wide. Golden right up the middle. Matt Siemens on the tackle. He's got to have at least 13, 14 tackles now. It's a nice pickup, Golden. That's the fullback down there looking for about an 8-yard pickup. Bring up 2nd and 2. Games before they finally found out how many could practice. Right side. Breaking tackles for dear number 34 for the Siemens. And the wishbone. Why is that left half? They go to Golden, the fullback. Nowhere. No, you were Great pushing by me. Don't worry about it. First and 10 again. This Rock team is inspired. That option to the outside. And at that time, they went to B.
Piper on the tackle that time, and looks like a gain of about 3 or 4, though.
He coached for Rosenthal as well. Wrestling won an Assistant State Wrestling Coach Assistant Coach of the Year award. Congratulations to Maroons, of course, winning state in wrestling as well. Here's Amelia and the Rock. Second down, back to Golden, up the middle. Look at him driving the pile.
That's 55 Piper with the initial stop, and helped by the entire Moline defense. I think we got all 11 in on that play.
McGuire and his assistant talking it out, if you will, on the sideline. They're as fired up as the players. They like that stop.
And there he is on the field again. I think he wants to get in the game.
3rd and 4. Key here is if they pick up the first down, all of a sudden you're first and goal from the 2. They don't necessarily have to score. In the backfield, B and Wise behind Golden. O'Melia's the quarterback. They give it to Wise. He slips trying to go outside. 57.
Nick Rudd, 6'3", 255 pounds. He got a hold of him, and there was nowhere to go.
The Wise trying to get it outside, and there was nothing doing. 4th, and I'll call it basically 4th and goal. They're going to kick.
Looks like we're bringing on the kicking team. We're going to go for the field goal.
Well,
that brings us within 8 points.
Sure, and with the win, remember, Tyler O'Donnell hit a 39-yard field goal to start the second quarter, and now he's got the win again. This one's much shorter. They're teeing it up. It's inside the 20. We'll say what, about 29 yards.
Yep.
And that's
got
once
plenty
again
of
right
room.
down the middle, too. He's only a sophomore, but he's got a leg.
All right, well, 6:32 to go in the third quarter, and it's an 8-point game. So nice drive by Rock Island.
Great drive. 29-yard field goal to add to his 39-yard field goal. And with 6:32 remaining in the third, it is 14-6. The Maroons leading it. They'll get it back. And this is going to sound kind of asinine, but people are used to that coming out of my mouth. But for the Rock Island offense to get going, the defense is the key. And what I mean by that, they've got to stop Moline and give the Rocks a chance to show off their offensive skills, get the running game going. And easier said than done because the Maroons got a heck of a running game themselves.
Time of possession game is really important in this. Both teams run the ball. And I'll tell you what, both teams got something positive out of this. Moline got the stop, didn't allow the touchdown. Their fans were excited. Rock Island's fans excited because they got the field goal and got on the board.
So Tubbs will kick it away. The sophomore has 2 field goals under his belt. That has been the scoring for the Rocks. Naturally, it's teed up at the 40. Deep for the Maroons will be Beard and the boys. The Rock flags are waving in the distance. Tubbs with a deep kick. He made the end zone last time on the run, and at the 10, Beard falls down. He's going to be down. That's a nice kick. Get it high up there, hard for him to receive.
Yeah, it was hard for him to catch. It looked like he didn't judge it just exactly right. It came down. He just had to cover it.
But we're going to have Moline come out. The Maroons in the huddle. The Rock defense trying to answer the call again. There you see that Rock Island defense breaking out of their huddle. They will be the key. The big kids up front, 78, one of their better outside guys is going to answer the bell because he's been the left tackle, or left defensive tackle. And as we mentioned in the first half, Rock Island likes to go right on that side.
That's Jason Rustler. Let's see what they've got in store for him in the second half.
The wishbone for Moline as well. He's trying to blast right there, and hey, he heard us talking about it.
Boy, I'll tell you, right on the spot. They went on the right tackle again, and there was no room. Rustler on the tackle.
And 87 helping him alongside at the defensive end position.
That's Art Jackson. Art Jackson, 6 foot, 210 pounds. Rustler, 6'2" and 300.
I'm sure Boblet addressed that problem at halftime.
You suppose he talked about it?
He probably said, Rustler and Jackson, come here.
I want you boys to play better.
Yeah, calmly. Oh, Vic is a pretty calm. It's 5:55 across the board. Counting down third quarter, 14-6. Second down and 10. Moline with a little bit of different formation, split ends to each side. They go Beard on the fullback dive, and he's tripped up. And once again, Art Jackson kind of shutting it down in there. Took his feet out from under.
Yeah, I think it was 87, Art Jackson, that time, and just a good penetration.
Taking on the block. I'll tell you, one of the keys to getting in on tackles is taking on those blocks. You stop them there. Some of the best nose guards on the high school, collegiate, and of course nose tackle once you get the pro. But there are guys who seldom make a tackle, but they take on about 3 blockers and shove them around.
Well, we're 3rd and 7. Big play from Moline on the 19-yard line.
They go to the same formation. Sable goes wide one way, Arms the other way. Beard in the backfield alone with Best. Beard, same side, and they're shutting that side down.
Well, that's Jackson on the tackle again.
Answering the call.
Tell you what, I think they did address it at halftime. They said, this is what we want you to do. And he basically right now, he's just stopping things up in there and not letting them get anything open.
On the assist as well, Brandon Pinnell, the linebackers, and Phil Rockwell were flying over as well. They're a good set. We told them about earlier. B is back to receive with O'Melia on something, Tony Montz, rather. Back to receive with Ernest B. And Piper, the big fella, handling the punting chores for Moline. Catches it, gets it off a nice punt. Boy, he gets leg under it high. Montz receives it, bubbles it at the midfield. Did he get it back?
Yeah, I think he got it back. I think this is going to be Rock Island ball.
I'll tell you what, nice recovery because he lost it. Tough one to catch, though. In the wind, and then, I'll tell you what, Piper may not kick it more than 40 yards, but he kicks it about 80 yards in the air.
Well, the ball turned over nicely. He got a good spiral on it, turned over, and that's tough to catch with the wind blowing in your face.
Well, there's the Rock Island offense in their huddle. They answered the call last time, but they need more than field goals, my friends. The sophomore Tubbs is getting it done, but they need B, Golden, Wise, somebody to find the end zone. Back to the wishbone, Amelia, the quarterback. Junior, number 9, he's under center. Maroons jump off sides, didn't see a flag. They go back, second back through is B. He gets about 2 yards.
Yeah, brought down that time by number 79, or 65, I'm sorry, Daryl Michael, and number 12, Mike Finch.
2nd and 7. They give him a 3-yard pickup. B led all rushers for the Rocks at halftime with 40. And Lofgren was the leading rusher for the Maroons at 65.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been everything that's been advertised. It's been a great game so far.
And we've still got plenty left. 3:44 and counting down in the third. O'Melia, option in the right side, hits White. Nice lead block by B. He's got running room. Another ice block out there by 85. And that's the tight end, Heath Cadian. Made a nice block, and I'll tell you what, that's a huge pickup, scored about 15 yards, first down inside the 35.
Chris Beard on the tackle that time.
Nice option, O'Melia. We saw him take a shot earlier and running that. Not afraid to run it, got it out there. And once again, Ernest B. showing he can block for his fellow running backs. That's the second time they ran that play for success this ball game. 3:23 countdown now. A fresh 1st and 10. Coming the other way.
Rock Island on the run. Nothing to go that time, though, in the middle. That's 57, Nick Rudd on the tackle. 6'3", 255 pounds, and we're starting to call his name a few times now.
He's been in this half. Here we go. Golden back up the middle, but on that fullback dive, and you're McGuire, you're hoping. Golden, or excuse me, he's tackling Golden. They give him maybe a yard. We'll call it 2nd and 9. Third quarter action on Cox Communications, Channel 38. It's 14-6. Maroons leading it. Rocks have the ball. Going right to left on your screen. A little counter fake. Wise working that right side.
Brought down that time by Colin Cave, number 80, 6 foot, 163 pounds. Piper on the assist.
I noticed more Maroons going both ways than Rocks.
Well, I'll tell you what, big third down play. We're 3rd and 6 right here.
Here comes O'Melia. 6'3", 195-pound junior quarterback. Number 9, he'll walk it up to the line. Golden's a fullback behind him. Wise is at right half, and at the tail, I believe, or excuse me, B comes in motion. They're going to option this side. Nice play. He couldn't get it out there. Wise was slow as the blocking back. He couldn't get it to B, and it was 81 was one of the guys there.
Aaron Blythe was the one guy with a big penetration that stopped the pitch.
Blythe is down there. You see him laying in the middle of your screen. He did a great job of penetrating, and actually he kind of stuffed it by taking the pitch back and the quarterback all in one play.
He took them both on, and Colin Cave came up and finished it off.
Now I know why Boblin has gone to the right. It seems like B's more comfortable as the lead back, and Wise gets a little bit of pitch position. Wise, you can tell, was hesitant as the lead blocking back, and Ernie was very close to him. So a little bit better, and in most cases, so a right-handed option team with the right-handed quarterback. They're a little bit better going the other way. Well, there's Blythe. You see the trainers and coaches out there with them.
Well, I tell you what, he came up and made a big play that time. He stuffed everything up. You know, with the penetration that he had, I hope he's not seriously hurt. It looks like maybe they're working on his leg.
You know, you see this happen on occasion. It doesn't look like a major injury, but how many times do you see a kid make one of the best plays of his high school season, and that's the play he gets hurt on? You see a guy score a touchdown and spin and dive in the end zone. He ends up with a broken ankle or a twisted knee. And, you know, on defense, it seems like every time a guy makes one of the best stops in the backfield, the best hits, he comes up with a shoulder pinch or something. And Blythe looks fairly healthy getting up. You hear the Moline crowd in front of us
looks
cheering
like
him
he's
on.
a little tender on that right leg.
Yep.
Well, he's coming off on his own. He'll be back in, I think.
Maybe, like I said, a twisted ankle, twisted knee.
Cramp.
Cramp. Well, the Maroons lead it 14-6. We're under 2 minutes remaining in the third. Rock Island on
They're
4th
going for it.
and 8. We'll see what they do.
Boy,
Out to that right side. Weiss, I told you they're better on that right side option. Look at them cut up there. They are just more natural. Emilio's much more comfortable, as most quarterbacks are, pitching to his right. Weiss hits that line quicker. B's a better blocker out there. Work that right side, Coach Vic Boblin.
Daryl Michael on the tackle, and I don't think Dan McGuire is very happy with that. I said they got off the ball pretty quick.
Yeah.
That right side of the line looked like they might have beat it a little bit.
Maybe jump.
Yeah.
Well, what would you know?
I don't know. What do I know?
Once again, Doug Howell doing the game here on Cox Communications Channel 38, a referee, so he's going to pick up on those things. Me, Dan Burch, I'm just a peon. Here we go. Amelia at the line, 1st and 10. They're going to go back right. Wise has had success that way, not this time.
Boy, who was that? 86. Is that number 80? Colin Cave that time.
They actually dropped him for a couple-yard loss on that one.
Well, great penetration that time, and he had nowhere to go. You know, they run that little counter toward the inside off the left side, or the inside of the tackle, between the tackle and guard. With penetration that time, there was no room to run.
Once again, you're viewing this replayed game on Tuesday, played Friday, October 11th. Rock Island 6-0 coming in, Moline 5-0. The Maroons leading at 14-6. 2nd and 12. Amelia, look at the throw. He has B open, Wise open. Wise has the first down and more. He's inside the 10.
Brought down that time by Chris Beard. And I believe it's Todd Anderson on the tackle.
Well, that's the kind of pass I joked about earlier with B and Wise in their formation. I said all you got to do is throw a little 3-4 yard flat pass. And it wasn't a beautiful pass. A little bit behind him. Wise had a turn, but he catches it. He's running past the player. He's upfield, and we're looking at 1st and goal from the 5.
We're going to have timeout here on Moline, I believe. We got a Moline timeout.
Trying to stop momentum and get things situated on
That's exactly what they did the last time, and they were able to hold Rock Island from within
field
there.
Goal. 1st and 5. Well, Golden's had pretty good success on the fullback dive. I'm sure the Maroons will pinch it down on goal line D.
Well, Rock Island doing a nice job of going right, and coming back with a pass to the left side. They tried to do it with a pitch. That didn't work, but the pass did.
Yes, there you go. You got to mix it up, and good point of noting it. Vic Boblett, you're setting things up, and that right side's working. I was surprised we didn't see B on the one. It was a counter fake, and they already handed off to Golden. I thought if he gives it to the second guys, they run out the fake. Ernest would have probably had about 20 yards. Well, Amelia, he's got his first completion in the game, and actually his first attempt, because when he went back the last time, he was dropped for a loss, so he's 1 for 1 and a nice pickup. 1st and goal from the 5, trying to close the gap. A touchdown would put him within 2. It's 14-6, and then the decision, Doug. Go for 2.
Go for 2. I believe if he gets this in here, he's going to have the momentum. He'll go for 2.
From the 5, it's B off the left side, diving down to the 2.
Piper stuffing things up in the middle that time, taking on 2 or 3 blockers, and making B leap over the top for the extra yardage.
And there's another whistle.
We got
timeout, Rock Island.
Rock Island wants to win.
And there's 21 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and the wind is a pretty brisk one. It was obvious in the first half. If you were tuned in with us here on Cox Communications, you saw the difference in passes as well as kicks. So Vic's going to take advantage of it. Vic out there with his headset. He's communicating with Doug and I, of course, on the TCI Family Productions. TCI, excuse me. I did it again. I've done that every time, haven't I? John's bewildered, Jess. I've done it every time. Cox TCI, it's not my problem. They're buying each other out. I meant FTP. There you see the flag. The Family Ties production is what I meant to say. There you see the flag, very noticeable win. At their backs, that's why the Rocks want it. Amelia 1 for 1. Will they throw again? Little play action, the Golden on a fullback dive and look to the flat. We'll see.
I'm just confused about which station I'm working for.
We're with Cox.
Well, Cox.
I've done that several times. They kind of in cahoots together, so I'm not in trouble. John, relax.
All right, well, we got a big series coming up here. Second down from, what is that, the 3? Yeah, second down from the 3-yard line. Rock Island really needs to punch this in. They can't come away with a field goal here, I don't think.
All right, we'll see. I would think so, too. Remember Golden, the big fullback, Wise at the left half. They go to Golden.
The middle, no room to run.
Mo, about the 1. Probably got it down about the 1.
Piper on the tackle again that time. Piper showing his skill right now and in the middle of everything right here. We got another timeout, Rock Island. Boy, I tell you what, a lot of timeouts being taken early.
In the third quarter, I would think so, too. Although, if you're Vic Bomblett in his defense as he runs back on the field, this is where the game's decided. What are you saving it for? You score here, and you go for 2, you're right in the ballgame. Even if you go for 2, you tie it. If you go for 2 and miss, you still got a field goal to win it eventually. So this could be where the game's decided. And many times you've heard coaches in both basketball and football, Doug, get chastised later on. What's he saving his timeouts for? You know, where they lose the game early. So I'll stick with Vic on this one. I think it's a big situation.
Yeah, if he scores, he will also kick off with the win, pointed out by our spotter, Carl Killen.
You better thank him. He's been killing him. I look up, there's this guy to our left, and I looked at John, our cameraman, and we're kind of wondering who he is, and I see him flipping hand signals and yelling numbers out, and I thought, well, damn, Doug's got a spotter.
Boy, I tell you what, people who've listened to me before on this channel know that there's no way I come up with all these numbers. I'm glad Carl's here, personally.
Amelia breaks the huddle. Here's the situation. 3rd and goal from the 2. It's 14-6 Moline. The Rocks want a touchdown. 11 seconds in the 3rd. Golden alone setback back there at fullback. Wise is at the halfback position. The flanker left. Double tights. P is on the right side.
Fans standing on both sides, cheering on their team. This is what high school football is all about.
It is I'll tell you, a nice game. Not a lot of penalties. Not a lot of fumbles. A near fumble, that was about it on the punt return. Good grinded out football, and you mentioned it in the pregame, Doug. I'll pay on the back here. I'll tease you about the spotter, but you said it's going to be one up front. In the first half, Moline took the lead because of the war in the trenches, and right now, the Rocks either get it back here or the Maroons hold them off, right in the trenches.
It's been in the trenches. This is the kind of game that was just meant to be in the trenches. Both teams run the ball a lot. Both teams got great skill guys. It was a matter of what was going to get done up front. Well, here we go. Big play.
3rd and goal from the 2. Remember, trying to punch it in. They've got 2 downs to do it. Probably only 1 with the win. Wise in motion. They pitch to him. Running room out there. He's going to try and turn the corner. He's in the end zone. Well, it wasn't running in the trenches. It was run on the field. Flat out foot race to the corner, and Wise beat him. Golden was out there in front of him, but I'll tell you, it wasn't any great blocking out there.
Yeah,
he got some piece blocking. That was about it.
Yeah, they did a little entertainment blocking, keep him away, but he just used the speed. No substitute for it in this game.
Wise 2-yard touchdown run. It's 14-12, and you got it. Going for 2. They're going to do the same play.
Right again.
Amelia gets a block. Wise dives in. He's not in.
Didn't make it. Moline holds on the 2-point conversion. Brought down by number 57, Nick Rudd. We've called his name several times.
He's having a second half defensively for the Maroons.
Well, it's 14-12. If you're Moline, you're happy with the maintaining the lead. If you Rock on, you think we've got some momentum now.
And we've got a whole quarter to play plus 6 extra seconds. The Rocks will take advantage of the win on the kickoff, and the sophomore Tubbs will definitely get his foot into it. He's made the end zone once already.
I talked about Bomblett calling the timeouts, but he makes the score. He comes back. They're kicking with the win. And I look for another one to be around the end zone.
Well, the Maroons gather and taking their time getting on there on the kickoff return team. Beard will go back deep. Joining him are John Holland and 22, who I don't have on my roster. Excuse me, John Holland, Kurt Roberts, and that's best. Had the wrong roster. That's why I was looking at the wrong side. 6 seconds in the 3rd. The kick. Oh, going to go short. Roberts fields it and gets hit. Stays on his feet, but only gets a couple more. Nice stick there. Said Holland, I think, well, I gave Holland credit a little too early. It was Holland on the blast, and he's had a heck of a game at defensive back.
Let's see, it said it was fielded on the 13, fielded on the 23. They're going to have 1 second, and then we're going to turn this thing back around. Be interesting to see what happens. Moline will have the win in the fourth quarter. See if they're going to be one to throw a little more.
Well, 1 second, third quarter, counting down, and I think they're just going to let... Nope, there it is. One play. Nothing there.
I'm not
31 for the Rocks. Fired up stuff in that play.
That was 89 for the Rocks. With Jason Britton, 6'5", 196 pound. Junior, we've got somebody hurt.
Down for the Maroons, another player, not good.
Well, I think that looked like a busted play that time. It looked like he had turned around the handoff and nobody was there and decided to take it on his own.
Well, I'm going to take a break here quickly, and we're going to start the fourth quarter. We'll get you an update on this player. We'll be back on Cox Communications, Channel 38.
Since being very young, you faced the unexpected, never concerned, knowing your security came from those who loved you most. Soon you took on more risks and started making decisions on your own. Now you're being counted on to help build a secure future, to protect you and your family from the unexpected. Depend on your hometown professional, your independent Pekin insurance agent.
Pekin Insurance.
For a quick quote on auto, home, and life, call your Pekin agent at Independent Insurance.
Not only is one of their players down, but he's a heck of a player, Kyle Piper. You see him helped off the field, and I'm going to credit the Rock Island trainer for helping out twice. You see him stumble there a little bit. So not a good sign, and not a good sign, too. I hope it's nothing serious. As we said, he's headed to Missouri as a linebacker.
Well, and this guy is just, he's all conference in the center. He does a great job as a linebacker. He's got a legitimate shot at some all-state recognition. So I hope that he's able to come back in the second half, but he looks pretty tender coming off.
Good point there, too, about legitimate, because around here and growing up around the Chicago area, I know how, you get gypped out. It's like, oh, those guys way to the west towards the Mississippi. A lot of times there's been a heck of a lot of good high school football players around here who don't get the credit, and same with down south, too.
Well, I think we got some teams this year. I think we've got 3 legitimate teams that have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs this year, and 2 of them are playing on the field here right now.
And that was the first one you saw on the defensive side of the ball, the Rocks, and the second one right there, the Maroons in the white jerseys breaking out. 2nd and 11. We start the fourth quarter. The Maroons have a 2-point lead, 14-12. Split receivers. They go to a different look in the backfield. Pro set. Pass. And coming out throwing. We're using the wind. Stepping up. Oh, what a catch! What a catch by Ryan Arms. Move the chains. First down. He ran a little out route curve back, and it was Finch getting it out there to him, but it was more of a good catch.
Was that Alonzo Wise out there on him? He was covered really well, and he came back, and the ball was thrown in one place. The only way he was going to catch the ball was Wise.
Well, very interesting. As I said, all of a sudden they do split receivers, wide each side, a pro set backfield, and hey, Finch just dropped back like Dan Fouts split the backs and came out throwing. Same type of set. Finch again, now turn and give the Beard the fullback. He's stuffed. And I'll tell you what, Finch took a little hit by number 89 as well. He dropped him.
That's Justin Britton, 6'5", 196. He did drop him, but the middle of the defensive line for the Rocks holding tough this time. 2nd down, and it's going to be a little more than 10.
Well, Piper was on the bench. He's got his helmet off. I think he just got his belt wrong, perhaps, because he gingered like he almost wasn't. It looked like he had trouble with his ankle or trouble with his bearings, and he's on the bench now. People are hitting him on the pads. He's putting his helmet back on. He's got a little water. And somebody from the Rocks maybe just caught him right, or sometimes from your own team. Those are some of the hardest hits. Second and 10. Pass. Another pass. Another catch. No. I jumped the gun there. Colin Cave did not hang on to it. The ref's all over it. Unlike the American League Championship Series, the umpires were there quickly and made the right call.
Tyler O'Donnell on the coverage that time. I tell you what, nice pass. I thought it was right there.
Well, running in the play, Aaron Best, one of the fine halfbacks for the Maroons. Moline leading it by 2. We're in the fourth quarter, 14-12.
And Piper is back in at center.
Yep, running out there, breaking the huddle. Back to that pro set.
Pass.
Pressure's coming, squeezing off nicely. He's got a running room with Spear down the right sideline, breaks one. He's across midfield and down at the 45.
Brought down by J.J. Toms, but not after a Moline first down.
Talk about an offensive call going right into the defense, because that left side of the defense of Rock Island came flying, and that's where the screen went to Beard.
What's the different Moline look? They stopped the run. Now here comes the pass plays. I told you, Moline can pass the ball.
I was going to, hey, you don't have to rub it in. I was going to give you credit. I was just going to say, you said it earlier. You mentioned it earlier. Jeez, John, look at this guy.
I'm getting excited.
I told you so. I feel like his wife, for goodness sake. It's first and 10. Cross their field at the 44. Hopefully your wife's not listening.
She's at the game.
All right, good.
Brought down by number 89, Jason Britton.
They'll spot it on the 43. It'll bring up 2nd and 9. Moline trying to keep it out of the Rock's hands. It's a game of time, a game of possession now.
Well, we're going to be closing in a little more than 3 minutes now. Possession of the ball. 2nd down and 8.
See Piper come out of the ball at center position. He's running fine now. They go from back to the split sets. The wing back, they bring it in motion. And a pitch it to Arms, nice block and cut it up. Oh, good defensive play, taking on the block, turning it in. Howland in on the tackle.
Holland on the tackle.
But I'm not sure if he was the guy who tuned it in.
Yeah, it was 23, John Holland.
You know, and he's small. What are they?
5'8", 171 pounds. He's small, but he's compact.
Yeah.
He's 171.
Yeah, he doesn't look that big out there, but I'll tell you what, he does a great job of just turning it in.
That's what you want your end to do.
But he kind of walked up. Is he the strong safety? Because he kind of walks up and he
is.
And he does a great job, as you said, compact out there, and he does. He's low to the ground, turns that in. Maroons on 3rd and 8. Here comes again. This time they give the Beard to fullback off the right side. 76 was there, and a host of other Rock Island Rocks.
Looks like Phil Rockwell on the tackle, along with 78 Jason Rustler.
Backside. Good job. People stopping it. 4th and 5.
What are you going to do if you're Moline? You going to punt this ball? You're going to go for it? I think they're going for it.
Well, I think I would punt it. I'd put them way back there. I'm saying, okay, Rocks, you got to go 90 yards or so.
Yeah, you know, they've shown that they have a good punter.
Yeah, they could be trying to drive off sides here or something, too. We don't want Nolan McGuire.
Let's see if the quarterback goes in motion again.
Look for that play. There it is. And then they take a timeout. Yeah. Well, we were both right. I knew they were going to try to draw outside, and you knew which play they were on it. But that's well, Coach. Why not? It's worth a shot. And now, now they may punt her. Now maybe they'll go for it again with a different play. But it's definitely worth a shot. Some of the best teams, and being a Bears fan, Kramer last year, one of the best things about him, he had probably the best passing season of any Bear quarterback, but he drew offsides. He kind of has his cadence, his count, a hard count, they call it. And that was a key to their success a lot last year, and that formation has been a key for the Maroon success this year.
That's right.
That shift.
Wow, Rocco Carbo's playbook. I love it. Well, he's going to drop back here another 5. They haven't marked that off yet, have they? Oh, well, we had the timeout. We didn't have the penalty.
That's just it. They didn't even have to wait for time of possession. That's what's nice.
Yeah, we're going to get the punt here. I think he's going to punt the ball. If he does, he's got a chance of pinning them down in there.
7:48 remains. We're in the fourth quarter. It's 14-12. The Maroons on the right side of your screen in the huddle. The white and maroon. And there's the Rocks and the red and gold, the home team. They trail by 2 on the defensive side. The ball is spotted, it was about the 39-yard line. Going the other way, 39-yard line of the Rocks. Well, the Maroons will not for it. Piper is their punter, so they're not lined up. They shift to the wing backs. Back in motion. They're going to come with the counter. Rock shot. It's 57. Oh, Rockwell right there on the stop. He's had a game, and the Rock Island side has erupted it. The Moline side has been much more vocal throughout the game, but not that time. The sidelines were up, and it looks like the start of the game. The band is rocking the air loud, and look at everybody. Fired up. Change of possession. Big play by Rockwell that time. He stepped up and filled the hole. Made the tackle. There was no place to go. First and 10. Rocks go the other way from their own 39. Same formation. He seems to run the same offense. Very similar. Wise. Pass. Play fake. O'Malley looking downfield. Nobody's on Goes back to the ball. Did a nice job. That's Jacob Carroll and Chris Beard on the coverage for Moline. Good defensive stand that time by Moline. But over the past play, it just wasn't. I like the play action. Play action right there. Just lie on second down, 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Okay, wishbone. A pitch left side, pitch Malone's taking over. A nice field position from the 33. Gonna work that left side this time, and in his arms going off the left side. Brought down by number 84, Terry Rosenthal, and number 57, Phil Rockwell. Oh, big key plays. Wishbone. There you go, counter, Walker, and he stopped that time. And a linebacker, that Rock Island side in the middle of 50, 77, right. Well, 5:55 remaining in the ball game. Boy, no trailing. No turnovers at all, 2 right in a row here. Golden Piper off, and Piper answers. That's the big fullback on the big linebacker. That's just one-on-one football. .542 the clock. An enemy, or, you know, if you score, it's an asset for the Rocks. They have to score. All they need is a field goal, but remember, they're going into the win. It is 2nd and about 8 from their own 38. Ball on the far side. Plenty of room over here to the right. They go that way. Wise is blasted. Terry Rosenthal on the tackle, along with, he wrapped him up, and Piper came out and finished him off. Well, both defenses answering. Moline pouncing on the fumble. The Rocks pouncing on their other fumble. That wasn't Rosenthal. If it would have been Rock Island, it would have been Rosenthal. But since it was Moline, it was Phil Ledbetter. Well, I did it once, you did it once. We're even. We both looked at the wrong roster. O'Melia under center. Full house backfield. Fake. Robson. O'Melia has an open man. He lost it. No flag. There's a flag. He caught it anyway. Heath Cadian. He's one of the basketball players. He looked like he was blocking out for a rebound for Duncan. I'll tell you what, let's see which way they're going to call this. We had some pushing going on. Well, and it was almost a face guarding. What do you think? Well, we had some pushing going on. If I'm going to guess, I would have guessed the other way. You would have thought Cadian kind of pushed off? Yeah. But, you know, he had to have that position. He had the spot. Rock Island, or the Moline player was running into him. Well, what's funny is O'Melia rolled out left, thrown across his body with a guy in his face. He saw the open man and just lofted out there. Probably said a prayer on the way. Oh, that was really a great pass, because he did have a guy right in his face. he was throwing that from his heels. Both of his passes have been rolling left and kind of behind the guys, but one was for a big hit down here on the goal line last time, and now going the other way, a big drive. 1st and 10 across midfield. Golden up the middle. Excuse me, I was second back through. That's 57, Nick Rudd on the initial hit, helped out by number 79, Chris Davies. And Nick Rudd's had a good game today. They lost maybe a yard, 2nd and 11. 4:15 and counting down. Well, I tell you what,
This is what high school football is all about.
Yeah, you hate to say that. It's cliche that this is going to be a big game. It was as good as advertised, but heck, it has been, so go ahead and say it.
That's right.
Rocky splits out. B comes in motion. Back to Golden. He's driving forward. I'll tell you what, he's doing a great job of pumping his legs, leaning forward, but he's not getting much.
Yeah. That's Nick Rudd again on the stop, helped out by Piper.
Third and about 7 or 8. We'll see where they spot it. I'll say 8.
Well,
Picked up maybe 3 yards.
We got an official's timeout here. We got another equipment situation.
The ball is at the 40. Dead on the 40, dead at midfield. So they can go either way, right or left. Piper comes running back in for the Maroons. You know they want him back in there.
Well, I tell you what a great game. What a, and a great night for football. Great crowd here today. Just couldn't ask for it any better. Two outstanding teams playing hard.
Talking to you about this place holding near 15,000. But those old crowds in the 70s, people got to remember that was the baby boom. There were a lot of more kids around, too. Here we come, the Rocks, 3rd and 7.
Another pass.
O'Meara looking at the throw, trying to holy cow. They did it again. 33 had the screen covered, and 84 just came pounding in.
At 84 is Bill Ledbetter on another big play. Ledbetter on the rush.
And 33 was the guy who had it snuffed out.
That's David Hall. 6'1", 177-pound junior.
Well, Ledbetter's a name that used to be synonymous with Rock Island, but he's doing it for the Maroons now.
Well, we've got 4th down and 20 here.
And there's nothing they can really do. Remember, O'Melia's that up back, though. Keep an eye on that, number 9. Mott's the punt. Not much of a rush. In fact, no rush.
Oh.
It's about a 10-yard punt.
One. It's
5-yard punt, actually.
It's going to lose yardage.
He's going to lose a yard or 2 on the punt.
About 3 yards on a lost punt.
I hate to see that just for the kid. Because Mott's right now, you can tell he's disgusted live off the field. You hate to see this game, one in the trenches, come down to that.
Yeah, and very seldom ever comes down to one play.
Rock Island comes down to a kicker, comes down to a kicker.
That's right. That's right. Well, Rock Island's got to come up with a big stop now. 2:48 to go in the fourth quarter.
I know we've seen some success with the Maroons passing game, but I don't think we're going to see Fitch throw all that much right now.
I think they're going to be on the ground.
1st and 10. Back out to the flanker set. They split the backfield. They give to Beard off that right side, and credit Rock Island. We talked about it earlier. They've done a great job of shutting that down.
That's Art Jackson. I'll tell you what, he's got Jackson in now in this game on the right side, slanting in and getting down and crawling and looking for a leg to grab, and that's stopping that play.
You just become, you play that rush hard on the defensive end side, and that's when it becomes fun because you don't even worry. They tell you, don't worry about outside. We'll have that covered with the strong safety, and who's done a good job is 23 as well.
John Holland.
Kind of playing together. Holland says, I'll take the outside. You go down hard and take away that fullback dive or off tackle. 2nd and 8. They go again.
Trying it again.
Lofgren, way to keep his feet going. Picks up a couple more yards. That's a heck of an effort by Lofgren.
And once again, the guy there with the initial hit, John Holland.
That's just good football. I talked about when Piper and Golden met right there. You got the halfback Lofgren who's ran hard, had a great first half. You got Holland who's done a great job up to the strong safety. And that's just one-on-one drill in practice. They do that all the time.
I'll tell you what, you can hear the pads popping from up here. And Holland, like I said, is not that big a guy, but he's got a punch to him when he wants to make the tackle.
So we're under 2 minutes. I'll call it a two-minute warning for lack of a better term. So we have a timeout. It's 1:59 remaining, 14-12. The Maroons have the ball. They have the lead, and it is 3rd and 5. The ball is spotted this side of the 50-yard line. They're across midfield, spotted on about the 42.
42-yard line. It looks like we got some of the students taking over for the cheerleaders, getting the Moline crowd pumped up.
It's always funny. Sometimes these kids in the stands get into the game, the Moline-Rock Island rivalry, or whatever the rivalry would be, more than the players. Afterwards, Golden and Piper will be saying, hey, good game, nice hit. Holland will be doing the same thing to Lofgren. It's sometimes the regular students who get into it more.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, the oldest rivalry on this side of the river, at least, the Quad Cities, and it's living up to its reputation tonight.
Well, it was just Davenport by itself for a long time, so it's the oldest rivalry period. Central couldn't play themselves when they were township. Oh, slipped on it. Beard got close to first down. A great effort. Rocks did a good job of shutting it down. I got worried there for a minute. I saw the quarterback slip. Could have had another turnover.
Yeah, I think that first slip was Jason Mater, number 77 for Rock Island. Tripped him up, and I tell you what, we're 4th and 1.
Right.
I think he's going to go for it. I think he's going to go for it. I don't think he's going to punt him.
The game's pretty much over because you got 4 downs, you just take a knee. And we remember Vic Boblet took those when the game was on the line, 14, when he made it 14-12, he took his timeouts. But that put them in the ball game. Huge play. Look for that shift again. Going right at it. It's going to be close.
Where we got
You're the referee. Thank you. Where the spot goes.
Boy, it's going to be a measurement. It's going to be a measurement. I think he's got it too, but I'm looking for the spot here. Spot's going to be the guy on this side is where they put the foot.
Looks like they got it. We're in fact, where we're at is right the camera. Now you're an official, Doug.
I told you to look for the spot. The spot was on the linesman side on this side. He was the guy that came up with the spot.
Does the home team pay the officials? That's my question. The last big thing. I could see you asking.
Don't say that about these guys out here in striped shirts working hard.
I'll tell you, the crowd you just heard aside.
First
got
down.
it anyway.
First down by half a ball.
Nice.
I knew it all the time.
And that's pretty much the ball game. Well, McGuire, gutsy, went for it, ran right behind. Bill Piper, the big guy up front, and they got it. Look at the guy, the chain gang's even limping. It's been such a tough game.
It was hard to run out there like that. You can get tangled up in the chains. All kinds of things can happen.
I'll look for him just to grind it out here. Probably take a knee a few times.
Well, what's Rock Island got? 1 timeout left.
They used 2 in that when they were going for it on 1st and goal. Or 3rd and goal, actually, was the situation when they scored.
Well, we got movement in the line for Moline. Boy, they don't need that. Don't want to stop the clock.
That stops the clock at a minute even, 1-0-0.
They'll mark it off and start it again right away.
14-12. Not a huge upset because the Maroons naturally undefeated, but kind of a mild upset, as you mentioned in the Argus Dispatch. 68% of the poll said, well, unless it was the Argus, because then it's a Rock Island paper, in the Dispatch Moline.
Yeah,
which one was it?
It was both.
just making sure. Well, it's 68% said Rocks. I said on my radio show on K-Jock, they said it was probably even more so. I was probably about 75%.
Do you have a lot of Rock Island callers?
Actually, it's mixed Quad Cities, so yeah, it was pretty fair both ways, and so not a huge upset, but a nice little upset.
Down to a knee.
I'll tell you, pinch. If I'm McGuire, I say don't even bother taking 2 steps back, just drop. We're at 30 seconds. That'll do it. The Moline Maroons, they weren't ranked, but as you said, they're going to be ranked soon, Doug.
They will be next week.
Dan McGuire's club's going to win it. They're going to go to 6-0, and the Rocks still playoff bound at 6-1, and they'll drop a little bit in the rankings, but they'll still be a top-ranked team in the Illinois 5A. Remember, Moline is 6A.
And another big game coming up next week when Rock Island goes to Soul Bowl to play UT.
And no count out Tracy. That's it. You hear the crowd. A little frustration by a few of the Rocky guys.
The fans going on the field. I don't think I like that.
The Maroons are trying to tear down the goalposts. You got to be kidding me. The Maroon fans. Well, this ain't Northwestern, folks.
I think somebody's going to get hurt.
I tell you what, I don't like. Somebody dragged a garbage can out there. Relax, people. And you hear the PA say, fans away from the goalpost, please. They have a gun. There you see it. Moline celebrating at midfield, Rock Island. And I'll tell you, Vic Boblett's doing a good job. He's got the Rock Island Rocks staying there, ready to congratulate the Maroons. Now, it'd be nice if the Maroons turned around and went over there. He stopped all his kids. Some of them were on knees, kind of in disgust. Now, you see McGuire over there right now shaking hands with Vic Boblett. Very class act. McGuire walked over there by himself. Now he's got the team heading over there. Great show of respect. Great show of sportsmanship by Rock Island right there.
2 great coaches doing battle tonight, and Boblett and McGuire, just class coaches.
I'll tell you one thing. We're going to try to get Dan McGuire in a moment. one thing that's interesting is that when I first came to this area, the Maroons had a winless season, and the Rocks were struggling for 2 wins this season.
Well, we've got 2 new coaches in there now, McGuire and Bob.
5, 6
yeah,
years
it's been
or so.
in for a while now, but you can tell the difference they make in their programs.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. We'll tell you the final score. Maroons win it 14-12. The number 4 Rocks, their first loss. They're 6-1 and 6-0. That's where the Maroons stand. We'll be back, hopefully, with head coach of the Maroons, Dan McGuire.
Kyle, we'll get you
With
next
Dan
time.
McGuire, you hear him talking in the background. Dan McGuire, the Moline Maroons, a huge win. 14-12. They knock off the Rock Island Rocks. The Rocks came in undefeated, but now you're the undefeated team. Great first half, Coach. Keep the ball away from that Rocks offense.
Well, you know, that's more or less been the name of the game this year. We're proud of it. Was everything was meant to be and built up to be. 2 good ball clubs. They both played hard, and both teams should feel real good about this. One person that I'd like to mention in programs, the Junior Maroons, John Perez and his coaches and stuff. This senior class is the first product of that, and we're proud of what they do for us also.
4th and 1, you go for it. You don't punt it away. And on every other 4th down, you kind of did that quarterback shift. Beard came up from fullback. That time you just went man-on-man football. And with not a great spot, but you got the first down. What were you thinking on that one?
Well, we didn't get a very good spot. I thought we had the ball farther than we did, forward motion. But, that's part of the game and stuff like that. But, your heart's sort of sinking there a little bit, and stuff. But we're real happy where we're at. We're proud to, right now, have beaten a very good ball club.
Very good team. Rock on their first loss. The Maroons undefeated. Congratulations, Coach. You may be ranked now. The Maroons winning on Cox 38. Thanks, Danny. That'll do it as McGuire leaves us on Cox Communications Channel 38. The Rock Island Rocks, their first loss. The Maroons win it 14-12 the final. For Jess, John, and everybody upstairs, have a good night, everybody.